Hi, happy Sunday. I did make a video this morning up on the decking because it was absolutely beautiful. It was gorgeous, it was sunny, it was lovely. And I thought, oh wow, I'll go out on the deck and I'll crochet today. Ha! Typical Manchester weather. It didn't actually rain, but it went very, very cold. The church bells were lovely, although they did go on rather a long time. Today I think somebody forgot to tell them to stop. They don't usually ring that long that often, yeah. Well, Kelly has just put a video up. I've actually put a link to it on my channel. She went into Manchester with the boys. She went to return that camera that's playing tricks on her. And it was gorgeous when she went to town, and I was really envious. She was walking through Piccadilly Gardens, but before that she walked past Manchester Cathedral and the bells were ringing and it sounded absolutely gorgeous, and I'm thinking, my little church bells sound a little bit pathetic, but it is Manchester Cathedral after all. They wouldn't do with little wimpy bells like I've got. But it was funny watching her walk through town, and I haven't been for absolutely ages. And I do love going, although it kills me back and my legs when I do go. There was a guy there playing an instrument. I think it's some kind of an African instrument. It looks like a great ball thing with a long, like a sitar type of thing. And I've heard him play. He must be there like a regular person, because I've heard him play there when I've been into Manchester. And I was smiling actually because she called into the camera shop, and just to get a feel of what the cameras are, because she sent her other one back, and before she buys another one she wants to go in more depth and more detail. And so she went in this camera shop, and oh yeah, I would have laughed, because there must be an awful lot of rich people in Manchester who have got money to spend, £700, £800, £900 on a camera. I mean, she was even asking about the tripod, because she's thinking of doing some tutorials, with the overhead camera thing. And they wanted £155 just for the tripod bit, the bit that hangs over. And it's like Kelly and I were saying, for £155 we'd want the camera as well. We are not that rich. But I mean, at least she got an idea of what the cameras were, and how much they cost and things like that. And I'm just hoping that Gigi is by my side, doesn't look up, because there's a DOG walking past. And he gets a little bit irate when anything walks past, because he thinks he shouldn't be on our street. Saturday Night Live, we had a really good night last night. It was full of fun and everything. We didn't get too many trolls, which was like, hey, that's great, Because normally I'm a target for the trolls. I don't know why, they think it's funny to call me names and that. But when you've worked at a job centre like I have, every name in the book's been thrown at me, so nothing shocks me anymore, It's just not nice when people think they can interrupt, a nice party atmosphere, if you know what I'm saying. By being childish, immature, calling me names, saying what they like to do, it's a load of... Yeah. I mean, I was watching, is she called Crystal? Forgotten her name now. Bag of Day. She was talking like sometimes she gets like negativity. I think it was Crystal that was saying that. I watched that many people because I was actually watching the Canadian Crocheter as well. And we were just generally talking about people who find it amusing, like to leave horrible comments. And you're thinking, they wouldn't do that in real life. Well, I hope they wouldn't do that in real life. I would hope they wouldn't be that rude, I mean, I am fortunate in the fact that I don't get many. And if I do get any, I just delete them and don't give them time. Don't give them house room, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's a crochet community. I don't see what good they get by being negative about something, saying something that they probably wouldn't say face to face. Yeah, or I hope they wouldn't say it face to face. If so, I would query their upbringing slightly, you know what I'm saying? If I go on a YouTube channel and I don't like the content, because let's face it, even though I follow people, every now and again they'll put a subject up that I'm really not interested in. Like, you know, say they crochet, but then they throw in a bit of cross stitch, or they throw in a bit of floss embroidery or something. You know, I just don't watch that. You know, I don't make a comment, I just pass on by and think, well, next time they might have crocheting and I might be more interested, you know. But, yeah. But now it looks as though it's a lovely, lovely day, but I'm in the house because out on the deck it is freezing. I mean, Kelly found that out in Manchester. She said it actually had started to rain. They walked there because they don't live that far as the crow flies, like from the city centre. It's a bit of a walk, but it's walkable. But they got a taxi home because they were cold and they hadn't taken big coats or anything. Yeah. Well, I'm still doing my crocheting. Or crocheting, whichever way. Somebody was querying the way I say crochet last night on the live. Yeah. I do say crochet, which is like I suppose, the slightly Frenchified version of saying crochet. I know the Canadian crocheter says crocheter, but no, I just always say crochet. So I finished the back. You can see the pattern of it. I finished the back of the cardigan, and I've done the front, I think, up to the neck shaping, although I have to double check about that. But I've done one front. I've got the armhole there, and I think I'm almost up to the neck shaping, because it's a round neck. You can't see the pattern very, very well actually, because I always go the wrong way with this camera. It's out of a magazine. It come out of People's Friend, and I bought it as it was, like a little sheet from eBay. So I don't mind paying for sheets when the original arrives. I don't like it when people, you know, even do photographs of the latest crochet magazines and put them up for sale on eBay, and you get a photocopy. And I mean, that is really, really naughty. I mean, most times I don't buy them anyway because I've bought the magazine, if you see what I mean. And I don't know whether I said on video, I said it on live, I know I did. I've had to send away for another package. It's the organic baby cotton in indigo blue, if you can read. Oh, I keep going the wrong way with this. Because I'm onto my fourth ball, and I've just done the back and half of the front. So I need another, because it's got long sleeves, so I need another package. Anyway, I'd also ordered 8 in red, so I've ordered another one in red. Well, you might as well, because you've got to pay the postage, aren't you, whichever way round it is. So that's what I meant to do so much today. I meant to measure, you know, the boleros and little things that I'd finished. I meant to measure those to get them ready to go on for sale. But once again, laziness overtook me. I started off the morning really well. I got up quite early, but then it was Sunday and it just sort of drifted away from me. I don't know whether you have days like that. But Sunday is a kind of a nothing day. When I worked, Sunday always had to be my cleaning day and that. And I used to start first thing in the morning, stripping the beds off, working my way down the stairs, bathroom stairs. But now there's only me and I've retired. I think, no, Sunday is my day. I'm not doing it. Because normally I don't have little G. But because it's a bank holiday over here in the UK, his parents have gone away for the weekend, so yeah. I tried to put him on the video this morning, but with this camera being new, I got the angle wrong and all you saw was his little ears walking past. But he is actually here. Where are we going now? I always go the wrong way, don't I? He's there. There he is. Snoozing away, aren't you, G? That's what he's been doing most of the day, actually. He's been very, very dopey little... Because I've got no side to my head, don't I? It's the way the light's hitting. Last night it was because I had the big diffuser light on. All one side of my face was white. Because my bulb in the overhead light above the PC went. And I went to look in the cupboard and I thought, oh, I've got one. I've got a screw in. And Tony had come to call, because he sometimes calls on a Friday. I said, oh, do us a favour, will you, Tony? Because I'm not really allowed on ladders, because I go a bit, especially with this vertigo. And so he unscrewed it and put the light bulb in, and I said, oh, thank you very much. Never thought any more about it until it was dark. So when it was dark and I switched it on, it was like the gathering gloom. It was like having a candle. So I thought, oh, that can't be right. Anyway, I've ordered 2 more brighter light bulbs. So I'm going to have somebody to change it for me, really. Change that one out and put a brighter one in. Otherwise I'll be candle powered again by Saturday. It'll give the atmosphere party, won't it? If I'm lit by candlelight. But my niece, she's going away next weekend, or going somewhere next weekend, so I won't see her, you know. I'm always very grateful when she calls, don't get me wrong, I really am grateful when she takes me shopping. But I do appreciate she's got her own life, and, you know, she likes to do things with her husband and things like that. And today she's gone to York. I love York. It's a very, very pretty place. But it's all steps. Everywhere you go, it's up steps, down steps. And even the roads are like cobbles, you know, the old sets. Cobblestones, very old-fashioned. So if I was to get to York, I would be not able to walk around, if you know what I mean. But it's a very pretty place to ever go and visit. I like York, I like Chester. There's lots of places that I like, yeah. I mean, I actually like Manchester when I can get around. There's some beautiful places to look at in Manchester. Everybody think of it being a dirty old town. Maybe it used to be in the past when it was a mill town and that. But since we've had this smokeless zone for the last 18 years, you know, and they've blasted like a lot of the old buildings in Manchester, so they're lovely and bright and clean. And I really like the centre of Manchester. I mean, we do have our problem with the drunks and people who take, you know, the homeless and people who take spice. I'm not saying all homeless take spice, but, you know. So it's not a nice place really to go to at certain places in the evening. Well, I would be scared. I mean, the young ones, of course, they fear nothing, do they? They just go anyway. But I would be too scared to go in the evening now. But I do feel quite safe in the daytime, I must admit. You know, you get the odd rolling drunk, don't you? But you just stay away from them. And sadly, Piccadilly Gardens, where Kelly went this morning, if you go later on, it's just full of people off their heads, you know. Whoever invented drugs like spice and stuff like that? I can't... Of course, I've never taken any illicit drugs. I've only ever taken, you know, pharmaceutical drugs that have been prescribed by my GP. So I just don't understand the, you know, the thrill of it all, really. The worst thing I've ever done is get a bit drunk, you know, when I was younger. But that's not the same as being off your head. I've never been in a situation where I didn't know where I was and didn't know what I was doing, you know. You get a bit happy and a bit merry, you know. Not that I do that anymore, but I used to. Yeah. Well, I did go for my scan. I'm sure I told you I went for my scan, didn't I? Well, they phoned, well, they sent me a text message which was too late on the Friday to get through to the doctors. I did ring them, but they said that they couldn't tell me the results of the scan even though they'd got them, which I thought was mighty quick, really, when you think it was Thursday and by Friday afternoon they were telling me they got the results. But because it's a bank holiday here now, I've got to wait till Tuesday, I beg your pardon, to phone up. And they said that they would be able to, the doctor would be able to tell me, the GP would be able to tell me with a telephone conversation what the results of this scan was. So in kind of one way I'm hoping that they haven't found anything untoward, but in another way I hope they have found something which would explain why I'm getting all this pain. Because if they haven't found anything, it kind of labels me as a bit of a hypochondriac, which I'm not. I can tell you the pain is real, yeah, and it's very real when it starts, yeah. So I'm kind of wanting to know what it is, and yet not wanting them to tell me that they can't find anything. So anyway, I'll fill you in when I know more on Tuesday. And hopefully maybe I'll have more to show you on Tuesday. I have got an order due in because I've ordered more of the blue and more of the red, and I think I've got another order from Hobby. I get so tempted when it's sales, you know, and I really shouldn't, because I've really over budgeted this month because of the mannequin and the camera and having to pay out twice for taxes, you know. I must have spent over £50 this week that's just gone on taxi fares alone, which kind of leaves... Luckily I always keep a good larder, and I always have plenty of things in my freezer. So that's the one thing when we get a week when it's a bit, can't spend much this week, I've always got plenty of things in to make meals with, so there's no way I'll starve. Although I could do with a bit of starvation, couldn't I, let's face it. Oh, that's somebody sending me a message. I don't know whether you heard that, I don't know. Ding ding. Why don't you give me a call? Oh dear. Anyway, I've stopped singing now. I won't put you off your dinner. I'll come on again when I've got something to show you. But I just thought you might like to see Mr. Gigi while he's here, because I know you like to see him, don't you? And he's still sleeping. There he is. Yeah. He's such a little sweetheart. He's never any trouble. Never any trouble at all. Oh, move my camera again. I still look as though I've got a white streak. I keep going the wrong way with this camera. Hey, I haven't got a white streak in my hair. It's the reflection from the window here. Right, I'm going to go now, so if you get a chance, go and see Kelly's video. If you want to look what Manchester looks like, well, part of Manchester anyway. It is pretty in places. It's not always the rainy city, because it wasn't actually raining today for it. And so, yeah, because I'm sorry, I just can't get out and about and show you more places. I would really like to, especially now I've got the new camera, but just one of them things, ain't it? Okay, bye for now.